It's been a while since I just did a rant. Long time. When I first started on YouTube, that's all I ever did. You know, turn on the camera, start saying shit. You know, whatever I thought would get a rise out of people. I was a 21-year-old libertarian living with daddy. Daddy taking care of all the bills. You know? Get in my garage, regurgitate some fucking Ayn Rand talking points, talk about how the free market's gonna, you know, fix everything. Man, if we just had pure capitalism, dog, all the problems of the world would be fixed. Well, that's embarrassing, but you know what? I was young. It's fine. But I used to rant, and I miss that. I miss just getting on here and just ranting and raving like a fucking lunatic. Because after a while, everything became jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, jump cut. And then, you know, as idiots found the YouTube platform, you started having to script videos to make sure the idiots understood. You know, you got to make sure every sentence is carefully chosen so that you're not misinterpreted or misconstrued. Actually, you know, you can't do it. There's no way to actually stop idiots from misinterpreting what you say. They're idiots. They're brilliant at being idiots. They're always going to figure out some way to, you know, I mean, it's like the Jordan Peterson interview. I don't like the guy, and it's well known that I don't like the fucking guy. But it's like that interview he did with that bitch over at, what was it, Channel 4 or some shit. You know, everything he said, she was like, so what you mean is, and then she'd proceed to say some ridiculous nonsense that he didn't say at all. The internet is like a legion of that bitch, whatever the fuck her stupid, miserable name is. So you start scripting your videos to make sure that, you know, the idiots don't misunderstand. Of course, they still do. So it's just an exercise in fucking futility. And then everything becomes a reaction video, too. You know, oh, I got to react to this. Oh, did you hear what this fucking person in media said? Oh, you see this latest big story? And everyone's got to weigh in on the big story, and they all have the same fucking thing to say. You know, it's one of two prepackaged responses, depending on what side of the fucking bullshit false dichotomy aisle you're on. You know, oh, I'm against it. I'm for it. Well, you're a retard. Well, you're a cuck. Blah. And that's it. That's the fucking discourse. But, you know, I don't know. I got a lot of thoughts tumbling around in my brain. They refuse to cohere into something that I could actually, I don't know, make some kind of cogent point about. But they're there. You know, getting back on the topic earlier of idiots misinterpreting things, I actually said earlier today in a tweet, because for some fucking reason that I don't understand, I'm on Twitter. You know, at one point they suspended me for 7 days, and I wasn't able to go on Twitter for 7 days. And I missed it. But you know what? Those were the best 7 days of my fucking life because I wasn't on that shit. Anyway, so I say on Twitter, yeah, I get misinterpreted a lot. And someone's like, well, you must not be a very effective communicator then. Well, that's one hypothesis. Here's an alternative hypothesis. You're a fucking moron who made no genuine attempt to understand anything I've ever said because you're a fucking idiot. That's my fucking belief. Prove me wrong. You know how you can prove me wrong? By actually demonstrating that you understand what's being said. But no, it's easier to just call your opponent an idiot and say, oh, well, I done it. You know, I remember back in the day, people used to constantly throw around the term ad hominem. Every time someone said something that was an insult, some asshole would come along and be like, ad hom, total ad hom. And that stopped, and for a while I was glad it stopped. Like, oh, no, we're done with these people that just go around constantly saying ad hom. But you know what? At this point, I want them back. Because way too much shit is just dismissed without discussion because you just labeled the person who said it an idiot and moved about your day. Someone said something I don't like, well, they're an idiot. I'll just go about my fucking day. Yeah, well, maybe they are an idiot, and maybe they aren't, but calling them an idiot doesn't exactly refute even one single fucking point that they might have made, does it? An idiot can say something true. Remember, it took a fool to point out that the emperor has no fucking clothes. Sometimes the idiot gets it right. So just pointing out that he's an idiot doesn't really refute a goddamn thing now, does it? Guess not. Twitter, though. What a fucking cesspool. It's a cesspool because, you know, I'll give you an example. Earlier today, or not even earlier today, a few days ago, I posted a tweet. Pardon me, my lungs are dog shit. I posted a tweet wherein I was talking about an incident that me and my girlfriend, Chelsea, we were at a Texas Roadhouse, and there was an employee there who was sexually harassing other employees. He was grabbing their tits and grabbing their asses and hanging on them and just generally making the waitresses and the hostesses and stuff, making them uncomfortable. And we reported him. You know, we called the manager over and we're like, yeah, this guy is a piece of shit. You know, do something about it. And they did. And, you know, I posted a tweet where I talked about that situation. And then I said, you know, on the other hand, there's a lot of bullshit that is not sexual harassment that is getting labeled sexual harassment. And it's to the point where now, you know, guys are scared to even make eye contact with a fucking woman lest she accuse him of sexual harassment. I said that in a tweet. And today, I guess some retard feminist somewhere, Tom, I know, some retard feminist somewhere, I guess retweeted it. I don't know. But for somehow a bunch of fucking SJWs today found that tweet. And they got really upset about it and started saying, oh, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Well, I'm sorry, but it is true. I was actually making reference to something I covered in a video where I was talking about the policy of Netflix, where on Netflix productions, crew members and cast members and stuff are not allowed to make eye contact with each other for longer than 10 seconds. So I was referencing a real thing. I wasn't just pulling something out of my ass. I was referencing an actual happening. But you can't convey that on Twitter. What, is every tweet supposed to come with an appended bibliography to tell you what I'm referencing and when? So that's why it sucks, because you can't explain anything. And even if you could explain something, even if you had the space to explain yourself, no one would fucking read it. No one would read it because what you were talking about at that point is a blog. How many people have blogs that are actually read? There's way more people writing blogs than there are reading the fucking things. Because most people's blogs are insipid fucking garbage. So there's no genuine effort put forth to understand what other people are saying. But people want to act like, oh, the problem is that you're not an effective communicator. Ideas are not being effectively communicated to me. I mean, hell, half the time people think you're talking in code. It's like, oh, well, you know, he said this, but what he really means... No, I mean what I fucking said, asshole. I ain't speaking in code. I'm not trying to fucking, you know, what's a dog whistle? Whatever the fuck term. It's fucking ridiculous. There's no effort being made to understand what other people are saying. And we live at a point now where someone's interpretation of what you said, for some reason, carries more weight than what you actually meant. Like, how does that make sense? I've even seen, like, controversies where, like, oh, this guy said something, and then he comes out and said, well, that's not what I meant this. And people are like, bullshit. You meant what I think you meant, not what you think you meant. Like, you're gonna tell people that your perception of what they said carries more weight than their perception of what they said? How the fuck does that make sense? Let's talk about YouTube for a second. Let's talk about what's become of this shit. Because it's a weird pattern, but it's one we've seen before. Let's go back to the early days of MTV. I don't know, it was started in like 1983, 84, 85, somewhere in the 80s. And you watch movies from that time, and there's like, you know, teenage girls like, I'm going to go watch MTV. And then the stodgy parents are like, oh, no, you're not. We're upset at MTV. That's nothing but garbage that rots your brain. And it was because, what did MTV, like, every other fucking show on TV is just banal garbage. MTV actually offered up something avant-garde, outside the box, a little fucking strange, a little fucking weird. And what is MTV now? It's just a fucking, a big block of shitty reality shows that propagate fucking conformist culture to the max, that propagate vapidity, insipidity, stupidity, every fucking synonym you could think of for retardation. MTV props that shit up now. And the same thing's happening to YouTube. You know, when I started on this platform, this was like, wow, this is a fucking genuine alternative to the bullshit you get in popular mainstream culture. And it's not that anymore. It's just an extension. It's just TV now. You know, it's a bunch of corporate fucking sponsored content. Almost all of the independent content creators that came from the golden era are either gone or hanging on by their fucking nails. And no one really gives a shit. Everyone's fine with it. Everyone's fine with the commodification of YouTube. Everyone's fine with it becoming every bit as banal, bland, and boring as TV ever was. Everyone's fine with it. I mean, they're against it in sort of a larger, more nebulous sense, I guess. Some of them are. But no one is really specifically doing anything to stop it, because when creators like me come on this platform and say, hey, we're getting fucked by this platform, remember us? The people who were pioneers of a new form of expression and entertainment, remember that? People are like, yeah, we remember, so what? That's over now. You're done. You had your little 15 minutes. Okay. Well, shit. I thought that we were offering something that was kind of unique and different, outside the box, a place where people could communicate different ideas, communicate ideas that were outside of the norm. You know, I don't think that the atheist movement, the new atheist thing, would have been nearly what it was if not for YouTube. I don't think that this whole discussion between SJWs and anti-SJWs, I don't think that would have been something that permeated popular culture if it hadn't started here in the belly of the beast on YouTube, with people talking about ideas that you just don't see represented in the mainstream. But now, people are scared to express ideas that you couldn't fucking see on TV. If you try to make a news channel, your videos are demonetized unless you're CNN, unless you're this old school legacy corporate media, like people like my buddy Kyle Kalinske over at Secular Talk, people like Alex Jones over there at InfoWars. So on the left, on the right, whatever side of the aisle you're on, the fucking campaign of censorship is not against left or right wing. It's against independent fucking media generation. And it's being waged by legacy media, which everyone claims to hate, Whether you're on the left or on the right, you claim to hate legacy media, but you just stand idly by as they take over YouTube. You know, you had an alternative, now you don't, but that's okay with you. Okay, cool. Rock on. I think it's kind of tied in a little bit with this expression I've heard being tossed around. I don't know who coined it. Probably Paul Joseph Watson or Milo Yiannopoulos or one of those guys. Maybe Ben Shapiro. Someone coined it, but I've heard it tossed around, especially among young conservatives. Conservatism is the new counterculture. And I kind of wondered about that phrase because my initial reaction to it was, how can conservatism be the new counterculture when conservatism is all about traditionalism and traditionalism is all about conformity? What you're basically telling me is that conformity is the new individuality. You know, the 2.5 kids and 2 cars and a house with a white picket fence is the new counterculture. It sounds kind of absurd. In fact, it is absurd, and it's probably one of the stupidest things ever said, but I know why it's being said. It's being said because only conservatives get to say anything offensive anymore. Only conservatives get to say anything that will upset other people anymore. It's like I can't talk shit about Islam or its Islamophobia. You know, I can't talk shit about someone who goes around saying, I'm a wolf. I'm wolfkin. I don't even know what kind of aphobia or ism that is, but apparently that's not okay. I can't make fun of someone who's like, I just don't have a gender. Okay. I mean, whether I'm right or I'm wrong or whatever, it seems to me like I should be able to say whatever the fuck I want. It seems to me like I should be able to get on this platform and say any goddamn crazy bullshit that enters my fucking mind, and it should be up to you whether or not it's okay, whether or not it's acceptable. And if it's not acceptable to you, then fuck off. I don't care. And if you choose to say it's unacceptable and keep watching, then it's on you at that point. But no. Now we just live in another fucking era of every platform is like, oh no, this is a scary opinion. This is a scary opinion. We got to protect people. We got to protect people. Twitter thinks it's Twitter's job to protect people. YouTube thinks it's YouTube's job to protect people. And to protect them from what? A fucking fire-breathing dragon that's trying to kill them? Nope. Just trying to protect them from scary ideas that might make them feel bad inside. That's what you're being protected from. You're being protected from ideas that giant corporations don't think you ought to hear because it might make you feel bad, might not sell as many Acuras and Coca-Colas. Big fucking deal. What, Nazis don't drink Coke? I think they do. The state of things is just dog shit. I mean, I feel like every day going on Twitter, going on YouTube, going on any social media platform, it's just like digging through dog shit. Just digging through a big old fucking Mount Everest of fucking turds. And when you barrel through to the end, standing before you is another Mount Everest of dog shit to crawl through. That dog shit back there, that was Monday. That dog shit up in front of you, that's Tuesday, bitch. And it's all dog shit. And for all the reasons I just described and many, many more. I don't know. I don't fucking know. All I know is that I'm filled with a dark and barely containable rage at the whole of humanity and just a sense of profound disgust, not just with the controllers, but with the people who passively accept control. Not just with the people who are trying to protect you from ideas, but from the people who are eager to have that protection. The people who clamor for it. The people who say to themselves, I can't be responsible to just avoid shit I don't like. I want the things I don't like to be preemptively sort of shoved out of my path. Don't even, do everything in your power to keep it from, I realized something today while I was on Twitter. There must be at least 5 or 6 times a day when a tweet or a response to someone else's tweet enters my mind and I start to type it out and I'm like, wait, if I actually post that, I'll just be banned from Twitter. I'll just be banned, you know? So my choice is censor myself or be censored by them, or I just can't have a fucking Twitter. And it's the same thing here on YouTube. There's so many things. So many things I'd love to do or say on Twitter, on YouTube, on all these social media platforms. And I'm just like, well, I can't. Can't do it. Can't say it. Can't be it. Can't act it. Can't show it to the world. Can't do it. Oh, no. If I said that, it would be construed as racist. Oh, if I said that, it'd be construed as sexist. Oh, if I just said that, it'd be considered transphobic, cisgender, heteronormative. Got to be careful about what you say. Got to be careful. Well, I don't want to be careful. I want to wave a big middle finger in the face of every single person on the face of this planet and tell them that their shit does in fact stink. And that they're all garbage. And I know it because I am too. Because what have I really done about any of these problems? I've just bent over and taken it like a bitch. I've been like, yeah, oh, I can't say that anymore. Okay, well, just shove that dick a little bit deeper in my asshole, I guess. Oh, yes, YouTube masters. Oh, you're not going to pay me anymore? Okay, that's fine, cool. I'll figure something out. Oh, okay, I can feel it in my chest now. I can feel it like a big fucking horse dick. It's about to come out of my fucking throat. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm getting impaled on that big YouTube dick. Getting impaled on that big Twitter dick. What have I done? Have I been like, fuck this, I will stay true to my principles? No, I've been like, well, maybe I can somehow make this work. And if people are out there talking in coded language, it's because you've destroyed any sort of honesty in the discussion. Yeah. And it's like, no one can fucking be honest in this country. No one can fucking be honest. We can never talk about the real fucking issues. It's always got to be bullshit. It's always got to be not what the left is saying versus what the right is saying, but what the right thinks the left is saying versus what the left thinks the right is saying. And none of them actually think that's what's being said, but they both have to maintain some fucking illusion. You know? Like the whole flag burning fucking fiasco, or like not the flag burning, but the kneeling for the flag, that Colin Kaepernick bitch that kneeled for the flag to protest against, police brutality or whatever. We never had that. Did we have that discussion about police brutality? No. Did we have that discussion about why people cherish the flag? No. It was just, fuck you and fuck you worse. Well, we're going to do this to you. We're going to censor you in that way. We're going We're gonna fucking threaten and make a big fucking stink so that if anyone kneels for the fucking national theme song and disrespects the fucking national symbol, they're gonna be in trouble. There was never a discussion. There was never an honest fucking discussion. There's never an honest discussion about any of these goddamn issues. There's never been an honest discussion, as far as I've seen, on immigration or abortion or any of these fucking things. Despite anyone, like the people who try to have rational discussions, their slogans are just shouted at them. It's like if you're an independent thinker, people don't even know how to fucking handle it. People don't even know what to do. Because I'm on the right wing and this is what I believe. Well, I'm on the left wing and this is what I think. And if you're like, I disagree with both of you, both of them will try to figure out, well, what side is he really on? What side is he really on? I'm not on any of your fucking sides. They're both fucking stupid! I'm sorry, but they are. They're both stupid, and when I look at them, all I see is like a clown angrily pointing at its own reflection and saying, "You're a fucking clown!" Yeah, you're both right. You're both fucking right. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all you stupid fucks. Like, I know, look, I'm not exempting myself from any fucking criticism here. I'm not saying that I'm special or I'm smart or I'm immune to this idiocy. If I was genuinely immune to this idiocy, then the second that YouTube went to the fucking birds, I'd have fucked off and done something else with my fucking life. Would have. The second that it came down to me trying to look at a situation and saying, should I just self-censor so that I can keep doing this? The second I said, yeah, I guess I will, I became part of the fucking problem. But you know what? Me being part of the problem doesn't change the fact that it's a problem. Me being a fucking hypocrite doesn't mean I'm wrong. Nuh-uh. It fucking doesn't. Because I'm not wrong. I'm fucking right. And if you think I am wrong, prove it. Argue against it. Make a cogent, intelligent, well-thought-out fucking point. You can't do it. Because all that's in your head is a bunch of stupid fucking slogans and prepackaged bullshit that's been spoon-fed to you by somebody else. That's been spoon-fed to you by some talking fucking head somewhere. Oh, I'm gonna regurgitate Ben Shapiro's talking points. Well, bullshit, I'm gonna fucking regurgitate Cenk Uygur's talking points to counteract Ben Shapiro's talking points. So some of these arguments you see taking place online is just bargain basement retard version of Ben Shapiro versus bargain basement retard version of Cenk Uygur. And it's just, I'm going to shout this slogan, well, I'm going to shout this other slogan, and then they both walk away saying, that guy's a fucking idiot. And they're both right. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm not even going to pretend to know. That's it for now. Fuck off and die. It's my new... I don't know how to do the peace sign while I do it, but fuck off and die. Seriously. Sincerely, every single simpering last one of you, including me, including my beautiful girlfriend Chelsea, who's sitting on the couch across from me as I record this, fuck off and die. Because you deserve it.